Hang in there. Well, shalom. Baby Abraham and I just want to take a minute and say hello. My goodness, I just pray he sleeps. How are you all? First of all, it's good to be on here for a minute. I got a two-part thing I gotta say right now before I get totally distracted and lost in all the discussion of all the dreadful things that are going on with us. Hello, Naomi. They're outside, sweetie. Would you mind closing the door for me? Thank you so much. Quietly. Didn't go too bad. First things. I'm going to read a chapter from the book of Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus. Try to remind me by the time I get there. But I have a challenge for everybody. First, if you're a parent, can you please tell me what was the single best piece of advice you ever got as a parent? Or the thing that drew you out of the depths of utter despair and frustration while raising your newborn? If you haven't had newborns, just, oh my gosh, pray for parents. Yeah, you don't pray for parents enough. There's a reason you're not dead. Because a parent had mercy on you when you were utterly miserable. Just go thank a parent today. Even if they were terrible, just thank them that you're alive. I don't know how more babies survive. I don't know how so many babies survive. How many parents survive? Like, twins, y'all, is insane. It's insane. It's totally crazy. It's biblical, right? Everyone's all like, congratulations. Oh, what a double portion blessing. Back in April, I'm like, yeah, that was when we started counting to Shavuot, when they were born. You're like, yay, it's going to be awesome. And then you're like, it's freaking miserable. Not all the time, just 20 to 22 hours a day.
Pearl? Are you down by the river?
Down by the river, I found a pearl of great price.
Nathan, you've been searching for pearls for a long time.
For 12 years, I've been Chelsea's pearl diver, all the way down from the Red Sea in Mexico. I tried to find her a rainbow pearl. I did not find her one. And then I found her 3 pearls in Texas. They were so tiny, Chelsea dropped them because she thought they were sand.
Yep.
I was very upset. I found 2 of them again. They live in a jar. She still thinks they're sand.
Yep. They're so
But,
microscopic.
Then I caught a pearl. This one. This is my pearl.
She's a beautiful little pearl girl.
Most of the time, it's really miserable. He's been sleeping somewhat better at times, and then terrible at other times. And I know, y'all, I gotta get sidetracked. We've done so many things for him and Pearl, but there's a lot going on. But before I get distracted, I just want to hear from you. If you can, I need a treasure hunter. Okay, I need y'all to do a treasure hunt for me because I'm too sleepy, sleep debt to be able to do it myself. I've been trying to do like my study style of examining and finding stuff in the scriptures and pearl diving from the scriptures, but I cannot find a passage or multiple passages that just talk about raising up newborns. Like the zone of life I'm in right now where I'm so delirious. Chelsea and I are so delirious. We're like borderline hallucinating. Like for real. It's crazy. Like the other night, I was trying to bottle feed him, okay? Because Chelsea does pumping. We mix it half with goat's milk because we have issues with like mouth problems with him and Pearl a little bit of lip tie stuff. We're trying to figure all that stuff out, which is insane too. That's crazy. Like, what the heck is that about? Lip ties and... Anyways. I was in bed with him and I had given him a bottle. And what we do is we try to get him down into deep sleep before we transfer them because we like them to sleep next to each other because it's like a thing for twins, I guess. So they say. Not really for us. We're not. People are like, my baby's synced up. My twins were like amazing. They like fell asleep together, ate together, did everything together. We've had like quite a few parents tell us this that are twin parents. And we're like, we haven't experienced one stinking bit of that. Not one time. Be like, oh, look at them. So sweet. They just want to sleep together. Pearl's a epic sleeper. She slept for 4 hours the other day. She took a nap for 4 hours and we were like, He took a nap once, twice maybe. He slept for 4 hours. Right after I published the video last time. And maybe it was tons of prayer support. So please pray for us again because we feel like we're dying. Inside, lots. Super miserable. It's great. It's good for us, right? But I just was laying there, holding him, and trying to get him to go down into deep sleep. You see all this like restless, this is like REM. He's like right in between sleep levels right now. And if you try to pick him up and put him in bed, and the bed's not warmed up, or you're slip on the drop down when you're bringing him down, see all this? This is, they call this some kind of reflex things where they like, startle. Anyways, I was sitting in the bed, and I was trying to get him down into the deep sleep town. And all of a sudden I woke up, but I was dreaming, and I was convinced that Chelsea had taken Abraham from me, put him down and got him in bed, and then put Pearl on my chest. And so I thought I had Pearl. And then I was like hallucinating that I had Pearl on me. And it was like, I have Pearl. Oh, sweet, she's gonna transfer so easy. I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be okay. And then I went to put her down, and then it turned into Abraham. And I was like, what is happening? You have all these crazy moments like this, and there's just no rest. There's no rest. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm kind of dreary, but I'm kind of droozy. Speaking of droozy, you guys know about droozy quartz? Beautiful stuff. Check this out. Don't worry, I was like this before I was sleep deprived. Check that out. Yeah, it's worth waking him up for. Look at that stuff. Stinking beautiful. Yahweh still makes pretty shiny rocks for all the crazy rock people out there that need something to make them happy in the course of just utter destruction and sorrow. Yeah, droozy quartz. There you go. Found that while wearing him. I wore the babies for 11 hours straight the other day, one or the other. They sleep super good on me, which is great, and just miserable for my body and my back and all the chronic pain issues, but it's good for me. Anyways, I really hope somebody can find passages in the scripture and maybe just leave lots of comments below, y'all. I don't respond to all of them because I don't even know what day of the month it is, but leave lots of comments of scriptures that you guys find about parenting situations in the scriptures. Specifically, if you can find anything about newborns. So I've been diving into the Apocrypha. If you guys don't know about it, most of the Bibles you're reading aren't actually the whole Bible, which is crazy weird and strange to say, but it's absolute reality, and most certainly you can test it and find out for yourself. But the people say the canon, right, used to be a lot different than what you have today. And one of those books that's super epic, ridiculously specific towards human development, you're like, go take some human development courses. Read the books of Ecclesiasticus. Stinking epic for the soul. Anyways, it's got a chapter in here that I'm going to read to you guys that's all about trials and tribulations, which is just inherently what I'm in right now so bad. Chelsea and I cried so much this week. We had to move again, which is this place we're in now. And moving with twins, we had to drive like 2/3 across the state of Missouri. And we were in a little town called Van Buren, which was epic. Guys, go to Van Buren. Hang out there. The current river is the best river I've ever swam in my life, and the most delicious fish I've ever shot in the face, ever. So good, so good. Anyways, there's awesome, delicious stuff there. Actually, I didn't even get fish out of that river. It was a tributary of it. But it's some of the most incredible water I've ever been in my life, and it was wonderful to be able to be in there, but it was a long, long ways from everyone, and so we're kind of relocating back towards southern Missouri to Branson, Springfield, that kind of area, where there's a lot of Shalomi homies that we love so much, because we definitely could use help, you know, like physical human help. Be like, we make 3 meals a day from scratch, all amidst these circumstances, with all this elimination diet that Chelsea's on, like no grain, no eggs, no dairy stuff, no soy, tomatoes, brassicas, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, this book, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, used to be in the Bible, used to be in the Septuagint, which is like definitely the book of translation that many of the biblical era titans of awesomeness, not even titans, heroes, champions of the faith, were reading. One of the Greek translations of the Old Testament. Sirach used to be in there because it's just epic for your soul. Okay, you ready for this? This is Sirach chapter 2, also called the book of Ecclesiasticus. My son, if you come to serve Yahuwah, prepare your soul for temptation. Set your heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that you may be increased at your last end. Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully, and be patient when you are changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help you. Order your way aright, and trust in him. You that fear Yahweh, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest you fall. You that fear Yahweh, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. You that fear Yahweh, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old. Did ever any trust in Yahweh and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgives sins, and saves in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goes 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believes not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when Yahweh shall visit you? They that fear Yahweh will not disobey his word, and they that love him will guard his ways. They that fear Yahweh will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the Torah. They that fear Yahweh will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, We will fall into the hands of Yahweh, and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. This is chapter 3. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that you may be safe. For Yahweh has given the father honor over the children, and has confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honors his father makes an atonement for his sins, and he that honors his mother is as one that lays up treasure. Whoso honors his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he makes his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honors his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto Yahweh shall be comfort to his mother. He that fears Yahweh will honor his father, and he will do service unto his parents, as to his Adonaim. Honor your father and mother, both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon you from them. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother roots out foundations. Glory not in the dishonor of your father, for your father's dishonor is no glory unto you. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. My son, help your father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he lives. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when you are in your full strength. For the relieving of your father shall not be forgotten, and instead of sins it shall be added to you, build you up. In the day of your affliction it shall be remembered. Your sins shall melt away as the ice in fair warm weather. He that forsakes his father is a blasphemer, and he that angers his mother is cursed of Elohim. My son, go on with your business in meekness. So shall you be beloved of him that is approved. The greater you are, the more humble yourself, and you shall find favor before Yahuwah. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. For the power of Yahuwah is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for you, neither search the things that are above your strength. But what is commanded you, think thereon with reverence. For it is not needful for you to see with your eyes the things that are in secret. Y'all, Chelsea and I are trying to understand why child rearing in infancy is so difficult. Like, why do we not have peaceful children, like newborns, infants? And we become more and more convinced raising up children is to humble us in the time of our full strength. Like, this is kind of one of those times in life where, in my mind, old man, I envisioned such a different lifestyle for us. And we're going through such a paradigm shift because we sold our RV, like scrapped it out for pennies. I thought I was going to be speaking this weekend at Sacred Word, or at a Sacred Word conference down in Georgia 2 years ago or so, maybe. I spoke there back when we first started becoming a Linnenite. And I was just crying, standing in a bathroom, door closed. I just stand in the dark bathroom a lot, holding them, trying to get them down to sleep during the daytime because it's bright in here and I just want to cover all the windows with aluminum foil and lead paint. But I was like crying because I realized I don't know what my destiny is beyond this season. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was going to be speaking on stages and traveling around conferences, and we thought we were going to be doing this thing called Ancient Path Revival, traveling around with a big tent, setting it up and doing tent revivals, preaching the word, like advancing the kingdom, clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, giving out Bibles. Like, we thought we were going to be doing so much of that ministry. And instead, I've been hauling all this stuff out of our former life, stuff we'd stored up, totes and totes of linen and grain and Bibles. And you're like, I can't even poop without babies screaming and children falling apart around me in peace. Like, I can't even imagine trying to do anything else right now for a long time. And I know people are like, it's just a season. Now, this season sucks. It's horrible. It's like the season where somebody's just, it's poopy. Chelsea said it a different way the other night. Yeah, sometimes we say poopy words, like skubalon. That's the way they said it in Greek anyways. Where she's like, our life is a poop show. It really is. I'm covered in poop, milk. It smells like a goat house in here all the time because the babies, have goat milk on them, in them. And so then it's all over us. And I literally smell like I'm a milk maiden for a goat house again, just covered in goat milk. I got pulled over the other night. That was ridiculous. And I think the police officer literally just looked at me and was like, dude, you smell like goats. You look exhausted. Like, why don't you just get home? Your headlight's out, by the way. I'm like, thanks. It's a new van. I don't even know what day of the month it is. He had mercy. Praise Yah. It's insane. Please find Bible verses that talk about this season so I can deepen my roots into Yah and be like, you know what? It's good for me. It's good for me. Naomi's doing a parasite detox and she's wrecked sick, which is super lame because she's been like our third parent in the house. My 6-year-old is more of a parent than most parents in a serious way. She's ridiculously awesome. And now she's like super unwell. It sucks. So that's hard. I'm not trying to give a list of grievances. I just want to commiserate. If you don't know what that word is, it means I'm miserable. Come be miserable with me for a little bit. It says rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. So come weep with me. Let's read Matthew 5. When in doubt, break your sword out. Matthew 5. But when he saw the crowd, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his taught ones came to him. And having opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Blessed are the compassionate, because they shall obtain compassion. See, that's a super hard one. It's hard to be compassionate when you're angry. That's what I'm realizing. Those are like a dichotomy. They don't go well together. They're super olive oil and really, really cold water. They just don't do well together. And it's hard not to default towards anger when you've had an hour and a half of sleep in the last few days and the baby wakes up after you've nursed him. I literally nurse him. Abraham and I have a close relationship. It's like I'm nursing him all the time. And I'm like, I nursed you. I changed you. You're wearing linen. You're swaddled. You're zhuzhed. You're swung. I know all the 5 S's, y'all. We do all that stuff. And then he sleeps for 20 minutes. And I want to throw my head through a building. Just the entire building. Just my entire head go all the way through the whole building and just have some explosive destruction happen all around me. It's strange. It's good for me. But there's no compassion there. But I'm reading about Princess of Pharaoh having compassion on Moshe when she drew him out of the water and he cried and screamed. And I'm like, how does Princess have compassion? She probably slept well that night. So parents, you know what I'm talking about. How did you have compassion for your babies? Chelsea and I, normally, you'd be like, oh yeah, give the baby to the other parent. Well, then that parent has a baby too. So how the heck do you do this with twins? When you're both fried and you just want to scream and cry. And then your toddlers. Jubilee is literally the rock in the house right now. I'm going to be super straight with y'all. Jubilee is like the best of everyone, consistently. We're not always like this. I hope you hear me. I'm not always this just utterly discouraged and crushed. But Jubilee, yesterday morning or 2 days ago, some point in time ago, Jubilee was like, guys, we just got to get the anger out. We got to just get the anger out. We got to get all the stress out, and we got to get the peace in. I'm like, yeah, Jubilee, that's right. Preach to my soul.
This is Abraham and Jubilee.
My boy. He's real movie.
Squirmy little guy, huh?
Squirmy little guy. He's real cry. And this is his little hand. It's okay, Abraham, Bouncy. He's sitting up like a big guy. He loves sitting up on my lap. He's my guy. He's my little baby. And that's Nay over there. Holding her.
She's awesome. She really is. She's like the best in the whole house right now. And praise Yah for her. Out of the mouth of babes, he's appointed good things. Praise. Check this out. Let's keep going, all right? Blessed are the clean in heart, because they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, because they shall be called sons of Elohim. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign of heaven. Blessed are you when they reproach you and persecute you, and falsely say every wicked word against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, because your reward in heaven is great. For in this way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall it be seasoned? For it is no longer of any use but to be thrown out and to be trodden down by men. You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all those in the house. Let your light so shine before men so that they see your good works and praise your Father who's in the heaven. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till the heaven and the earth shall pass away, one yod or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah till all be done. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say unto you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reign of the heavens. You've heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that whoever is wroth with his brother without a cause shall be liable to judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raka, shall be liable to Sanhedrin. But whoever says, you fool, shall be liable to the fire of Gehenna. If then you bring your gift to the slaughter place, and there remember that your brother holds whatever against you, leave your gift there before the slaughter place, and go first make peace with your brother, then come and offer your gift. Be well-minded with your opponent, while you are away with him lest your opponent deliver you to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Truly I say to you that you shall by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. Man, ain't that the truth, y'all? Talking about debtors for a second, I just got to remind myself of the good deeds that would stir up to remembrance for a second here. Yahuwah has delivered my family from debt. Can I just say that's like one of the biggest miracles in my entire life right now? My family's like debt-free because people saw us being dragged to court. Literally last summer, we were getting dragged to court for debt, credit card debt. That's from 10 years ago. We haven't used credit cards since I think 2014. Nathan's solution back then, just keep changing addresses and avoid it and just run away. Run away. That was like, that's what to do. Just, they'll never find me again. I'll run into the mountains. You'll never know where I am. The end of the world is coming anyways. Rack up the credit card debt. We did all that kind of stuff. Chelsea didn't think it was a good idea. She was right. The world didn't end, so we were screwed. And I was like, well, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know. Just run away. How about we just move around? Maybe they'll never find us. They found us. I'm not exactly hidden, low-profile dude anymore. I'm not like a low-profile operator as I used to be. No, just a dead man who's been raised to life and who's screaming out, people need to be immersed and repent. The kingdom of Yahweh is near. But, anyways, I was crying on my floor in my RV last summer. And I was like, I got to sell everything I can get my hands on. Everything. I'm like, I got to get us out of debt. I read that verse and was like, I don't want to go to prison over the debt. I got to get it paid off right now. And one of my friends walked in the RV literally right then, saw my entire life vomited out onto the floor of my RV. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I got to go to court for debt. And he's like, what do you owe? And I told him, and he literally like wrote me a check and handed it to me. I was like, what the heck just happened? Bro, there are people who have literally delivered my family from debtor's prison. They have fed us and clothed us, like for real. Our family has been sustained by y'all more than I can even start to describe. There is an overwhelming body of believers who have put their arms around us so many times behind the scenes, y'all, that you guys don't even know. And the reason is, if I was real honest, is because I don't share them with y'all. And I generally did that because I was afraid that a bunch of people would try to go murder them and butcher them and just make their lives utterly miserable because they were connected to me. I used to be afraid that all of the bad people from my past would go and hunt down all the people I love and slaughter them in front of my face. So that fear was not right. You had to take that to Yah. I'd seen it done, you guys. That's why it's really hard to like let some of that stuff go. But you know what? These are some of the people that have literally transformed our lives. These are the people that have gone so beyond sacrificing for my family to live and to have a peaceable life. They've given themselves up. Like we had a couple families come. We had one family, entire family, and another brother who'd been helping me deal with my moldy tent and hauling all the crap out of my tent that was covered in mold and cleaning it off with vinegar and baking soda and hauling it into U-Hauls and taking it to the dump and sorting it out while I'm going through a total emotional breakdown. And then they helped us move again last week and travel with twins 3 hours and move into an Airbnb that was so full that we couldn't put our stuff in it. Like we pulled up to an Airbnb with a U-Haul, y'all. And the owner's like, what's that for? I'm like, oh, we need all that stuff. And then we moved it in here and we're like, crap. It's all crap. We got to get rid of everything. We're like, should we just go back to living in a van? Like, should we downsize enough to just try to live in a van? Not in the van, but out of a van so we can travel around like if we have to. And then we're like, this is stupid. We can't travel. We got these two. It's insane. Traveling around is crazy. Anyways, but these family just been hanging around us and hugging on us and loving on us and feeding us eggs. Like, there's a family that's literally probably fed us 250 eggs. Blake, I love you and your family so much. You're heroes to me. And they got discarded by the bear community. Lame. Bear community needs the deepness of the riches of the Torah of the truth, y'all. Go deeper, y'all. There's more to life than just some truth. There's ultimate truths that you absolutely need that are imperative to you. Otherwise, all the prepping you've ever done in your life and all of the community building you've ever done in your life is empty and dead if it's not filled with the righteousness of keeping Yah's ways and guarding his testimonies of his son, Yeshua. Period. We're supposed to make disciples who make disciples who make disciples. That's the most important thing we can ever do. Having big families is important, but if we don't raise them up in the ways of Yahuwah, it's worthless. It's worthless life if we don't absolutely cling to his truth, period, above all else, supremely. The sum totality of Yahuwah's word is truth. That's the most important thing we can ever advocate to other people. Anyways, these people have literally come around us. We had some friends who drove down from Washington. The Myers family, freaking love you guys. Champions.
What are we doing today?
They drove down here and we're going to help us for like a month to clear out the tent and do all that other stuff. And hopefully go diving in springs and spearfishing and epic videos of us just diving into the depths of Blue Springs and stuff. And they got horrifically sick and we're down here for 2.5 weeks before we saw them and we were like, this is so sad. Anyways, but they're still amazing and cooked meals for us and did laundry for us and held us while we cried and screamed and just wailed in utter despair and frustration. There's lots of those people, like Jennifer Keener, who just saved our family from total insanityville after we first Chelsea gave birth to the twins. And we were like, oh my gosh, we have 2 babies instead of 0. All these people that have helped us, thank you guys, literally. People that have donated this and the money for the computer that you're even being able to see this from. Like, our entire life has been supported by other people. Thank you all. I just want to say that to you guys. Thank you, sincerely. We love you guys, and Yahuwah can deliver you guys from every incredibly brutal circumstance that you guys are going to. And we've seen so many testimonials because of this life and because we put ourselves out there and are vulnerable and raw, even when we're ragged and weary and all over the place like I am right now. You guys have been there too, and you understand. and you care for each other. And this is the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be a body of believers that does pick each other up when we're weary and down. Like Chelsea and I think, are actually seeing what marriage looks like. You know, where it talks about husbands are supposed to lay their lives down for their brides. We're supposed to love them, give ourselves up for them, because no man has ever not loved his own body, right? But he takes care of it. Like, I gotta lay my body down and my life down for my wife. She's gotta turn around and she'll do it to me. And we're doing that all the time. And I've never been more committed to helping actually take care of the babies, because I was like a lot of dads out there who kind of just check out and let mom take care of baby. But now it's like I have to continually try to find ways to serve her. And then we have to take rotational breaks with him, especially because he'll really burn us out. He's huge, by the way. He's awesome. He's healthy. But he's a lot of work, just him alone. And it's like this with twins, I guess. I wonder if Esau and Jacob were like this. See, I just desperately wish I could read the Bible story about Jacob and Esau and what it was like trying to raise up twins. And I read about how they had nurses a lot, wet nurses. That would be helpful right now. Just be like, hey, how about you nurse the baby so that we can sleep? That would be great. I don't know why that's not a cultural thing. They're like, just ship your milk across. That works. But anyways, it's just a different lifestyle. And that's why we made the move back to come this way in Missouri. That's why we live here in Missouri, you guys. We love the people of the Ozarks. The Ozarks, climate-wise, is a very challenging place to live. It's not a good place to grow plants that are like for human food in the same way. It's a really difficult place to geographically and agriculturally. It's a very difficult place to try to eke out a homestead lifestyle. It requires massive inputs because the land gives birth to rocks. It literally is like the strong refuge. It's a giant rocky mountain range, the oldest mountain range on the earth. And it just gives birth to more rocks. You're like, oh, look at our garden. It's so beautiful. People are like, I just rototilled it. It looks all dirty. You're like, so much soil. And then it rains and you're like, what the heck happened? Rocks were multiplied in your sleep. That's what happened. That's why I collect rocks, guys. Because I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm winning the war with Druzy quartz. Yay, it's pretty. I'm not growing a lot of vegetables, but I did successfully grow wheat from my poop, which is fantastic. If you don't know about it, watch my video called Guerrilla Gardening. Anyways, that's great. It's the wandering madness of sleepy parents. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been absolutely wonderful. I so do appreciate each and every one of you, for real. Thanks for being strong out there. Thanks for being weak out there and being vulnerable out there. You're awesome. You're tremendous humans. I miss you guys, sincerely. I wanted to be at that conference really bad. Conferences are awesome. They're incredible because you actually get to see humans that are on the other side of these screens that you don't even know about. They don't even know you exist. You don't know they exist. And then all of a sudden you meet each other and you're like, wow, you're a real human. You're not just some AI freak show. This is fantastic. I love seeing humans that are authentic lovers of Yah, but I don't know that I'll be able to really do much of anything like that for a while. And I miss you guys. I want to be able to go to Shavuot with a bunch of other people. People are like, what are you doing for Shavuot? I'm like, I don't know, probably getting puked on and pooped on. What are you doing? Like, I can't do anything like that. But I'm so thankful that some people, more and more and more, are gathering together for the feast of Shavuot. It used to be called, people have maybe heard it called Pentecost. Anyways, rock of fire came down, Joel chapter 2. Speaking of which, listen to LinenRailroad's Joel chapter 2. So good. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this thing up. If you find verses about parents going through the dreary, insane first few months of baby raising in the scriptures, please comment them below, and I'll be most appreciative. Please pray diligently for my family to be delivered and restored and strengthened in the innermost portion of our being, and that we would be filled with hope, aboundingly so. Because I pray, you know what? Father, I just pray that you would bring about swift deliverance to the lives of all the parents right now who are exhausted and worn out and ragged. Yahuwah, I know that you have not appointed us to destruction, but that we hope and we cling to you. We know that the wrath of man does not accomplish the wrath of Elohim. So we ask Yahuwah that you would help to deliver us from anger and that you would make us to be filled with love, slow to wrath, slow to speak, quick to listen, gentle, compassionate, kind, tender-hearted, filled with self-control. I pray that you would minister to all the mothers and fathers who are diligently seeking to raise their children up in the ways of righteousness. I pray you bless the work of their hands. I pray you'd establish it, that you would grant unto them your favor, that you'd make your face to shine upon them, be gracious unto them, give them shalom, that they, O Yahweh, would be filled with the wisdom that comes from above, that is not carnal, earthly, or sensual, that is not filled with darkness, but is pure and peaceable. I pray that you would help our children to be filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, just like Azariah, Mishael, and Hananiah, and Daniel, Father. I pray that you would grant unto us your loving commitment, your mercy, because as your majesty is, so is your mercy. So it was by the mercy that you established hope for mankind. It is by the precious work of your Son that we could have a right relationship with you once again. So please co-labor with us. Share our burdens with us. Help lift up the weary with the word of Yah. I pray you'd send forth your mighty rock upon the men and women of the earth to fill them with strength that surpasses understanding, to guard their hearts and their minds in Yeshua. That you would give unto them a heart to love you, a hunger for your word, that they may know you more. Please create in us clean hearts, O Yahuwah. Forgive us our sins. Cleanse us of all unrighteousness. Give us a hope amidst our nights of despair and discouragement. We thank you that there is joy in the morning. So be merciful unto us, O Yahweh. Grant us your favor and your loving commitment in all these circumstances. We trust in you. You are good, Yahweh. So we say in the assembly, may Yahweh be made great, and may Yahweh be exalted above all forever. Blessed be the name of Yah. We pray these things through the mighty working power of your Son, Yeshua, who grants us the ability to boldly come before you. May you be forever pleased in your sons and daughters of Israel. In Yeshua's name. Hallelujah. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.